Hey, Synops here with another part of Assassin's Creed Renaissance. Okay, so to avoid any confusion, I'm gonna start reading from the last sentence of the one I read last time. So let's get started. He managed to connect his fist to the man's stubby jaw and had the satisfaction of seeing teeth fly and his would-be assailant fall to his knees, stunned by the blow. He yelled to his own men to encourage them, but in truth his thoughts were turning to ways of beating a retreat with as much dignity as possible. When above the noise of the fight he heard a loud, juvenile and very familiar voice calling to him from behind the party mob. Hey, Fertolino, what the hell are you up to? Ezio's heart pounded with relief. He managed to gasp, Hey, Frederica, what are you doing here? I thought you were out on the tiles as usual. Nonsense. I knew you had something planned, and I thought I'd come along and see if my little brother had finally learned how to look after himself. But maybe you need to find it, or need another lesson or two. Federico Auditore, a few years Ezio's senior, and the oldest of the Auditore siblings, was a big man with big or appetite for drink, for love, and for battle. He waded into, he waded in even as he was speaking, knocking two Patsy heads together and bringing his foot to connect to the jaw of the third. As he strode through the throng to the side by side with his brother, seeming impervious to the violence that surrounded him. Around them, their own men encouraged redoubled their efforts. The Patsy, on the other hand, were discomforted. A few of the dockyard hands, had gathered at a safe distance to watch, and in the half-light the Patsy mistook them for auditory reinforcements. That and Federico's roars and flying fists, his actions quickly emulated by Ezio, who learnt fast, very quickly panicked them. Verde, Verdi da Pazzi, furious voice rose above the general tumult. Fall back! He called his men with his his voice broken with exhortation and anger. He caught Ezio's eye and snarled some inaudible threat before disappearing into the darkness. Back across the Ponte Vecchio, followed by those men who could still walk, had hotly pursued by Ezio's now triumphant allies. Ezio was about to follow suit, but his brother's meaty hand restrained him. Just 1 minute, he said. What do you mean? You've got them on the run. Steady on. Federico was frowning, gently touching the wound of Ezio's brow. It's just a scratch. It's more than that, brother. It's more than that. His brother decided, a grave expression on his face. We better get you to a doctor. Ezio spat. I haven't got time to waste running to doctors. Besides, he paused ruefully, I haven't any money. Ha! Wasted it on women and wine, I suppose. Federico grinned, and slapping his younger brother warmly on the shoulder. Not wasted exactly, I'd say, and look at the example you set on me. Ezio grinned, but then hesitated. He suddenly became aware that his head was thumping. Still, it wouldn't hurt to get checked out. I suppose you couldn't see your way to leading me to a Fordrigani. I think that means doctor. Federico patted his purse. It didn't jingle. Fact is, I'm a bit short myself just now, he said. Ezio grinned at his brother's sheepishness. And what have you wasted yours on? Masses and indulgence, I suppose? Federico laughed. All right, I take your point. He looked around in the end. Only 3 or 4 of their own people had been badly hurt enough to remain on the field of battle, and they were sitting up, groaning a bit, but grinning too. It had been a tough set too, but no one had broken any bones. On the other hand, a good half-dozen Patsy henchmen lay completely out of the court, and 1 or 2 of them at least were expensively dressed. Let's see what we can get from our fallen allies. Let's see if our fallen allies have any riches to share. Federico suggested. After all, our need is greater than theirs, and I'll bet you can't lighten their load without waking them up. We'll see about that, said Ezio, and set about it with some success. Before a few minutes had elapsed, he harvested enough gold coins to fill both their own purses. Ezio looked over to his brother triumphantly and jingled his newly claimed wealth with I'm just gonna skip the word. The point. Enough, cried Federico. Better leave them a bit to limp home on. After all, we're not thieves. This is just the spoils of war. And I don't like the look of that wound. We must get you seen double quick. Ezio nodded and turned to survey the field of the auditory victory one last time. Losing patience, Federico rested his hand on his younger brother's shoulder. Come on, he said, and without more ado, he set off at such a pace that the battle-weary Ezio found it hard to keep up. Though when he fell too far behind or took a wrong turn down an alley, Federico would hold up or hurry back to put him right. I'm sorry, Ezio. I just want us to get to the Medico as soon as we can.